It's, it's not fun.
He is just the light of our lives. He is always happy and smiling, loves to just be all boy, running, playing with his brother, and happy is how I would describe him. When he was 2 years old, about 2.5, I started noticing some signs that he was thirsty all the time. He would have to use the bathroom 7, 8 times an hour. I knew something just wasn't quite right. And whenever we got to Dr. Tara's office, I just told her my concern. And again, she said, he's probably fine because he was not sick at that point, but we'll go ahead and check him. And his blood sugar that day was very high. And my suspicions were confirmed, and we went to Vanderbilt the next day. Trent wasn't actually sick, didn't have to be hospitalized because we did catch it so early. But if his blood sugar would have gotten so high and stayed there for a long amount of time, he would have been, a lot more sick. It's called a honeymoon period. Your pancreas just doesn't stop immediately, but it kind of tapers off. So his was still working occasionally, but not like it should. There is a big difference in type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Most of what you see on the media and read about is mainly type 2, which used to be called adult onset diabetes. Trent has type 1 diabetes, which is juvenile diabetes. In type 1, there is nothing you can do to prevent it. There's nothing you can do to reverse it. Only about 15% are type 1. Most of them are diagnosed when they're children.
He has it down to a science. We wake up pretty much same time every day, pretty close. First thing we do is check his blood sugar, see what range he's in. From there, we'll have breakfast, counting everything he eats. We down to how much milk, to the quantity of cereal, to just every little thing, so we know exactly how many carbs he has. In the morning, he takes what's his long-acting insulin, which sustains him through the day. Depending on how many carbs he eats, we have a set amount per range. For say 20 carbs, he gets 1 unit of insulin. So we give him his short-acting insulin depending on how much he eats then, and that sustains him from meal to meal. For the spikes that the food itself makes his blood sugar go up and down. Then in the evening, we'll check his blood sugar just before bed, make sure he's where he needs to be so that he's not going to drop too much at night. That way we're sure he's safe. Since he's been diagnosed, Trent has had over 5,000 finger pricks to check his blood sugar, and he's had over 3,500 insulin shots.
Last year after the walk, when we were pulling out of the parking lot of Noble Park, Chris and I were in the front and Trent was in the back seat, and he said, "Do I still have diabetes?" And that was a little heartbreaking. He thought that after the walk to cure diabetes, it was gone after he walked around Noble Park. And when we told him that, yes, buddy, you still have diabetes, he was fine. He rolled with it. It's part of his life, and he was okay with it. But for us, it made us even more determined to, do everything we can do to find a cure, and that's why we walk. You can help Trent mainly by praying for him. We have so many people that tell us that they pray for him daily, not just for him, but for all the children that have type 1 diabetes. For a more, financial way you can help, you can contribute to his team. We're Team Trent, and it's the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. It's a Walk for a Cure, and it's in Paducah. You can either register to walk with us that day, or you can contribute to his team financially.
I don't feel different than anybody else. I can do anything anyone else can do.